Now, this is going to be a full guide in how to build a lean and chiseled physique. Now, contrary to popular belief, getting lean is actually very simple, and it can be easy if you implement the right strategies. Don't overcomplicate it. It's simple. Why would you want to get lean? Well, here are the main benefits. You get increased confidence when you go out and just in yourself. You look unreal without a shirt off. Your abs, the veins, your muscles pop more. Better with girls. They love a guy that's in good physical condition. And being lean is a rarity nowadays. Most people are obese or overweight. So if you're that standout guy, that top 1% physique, you're going to stand out. Now, let's talk about goal setting. You need to set a realistic goal to achieve. If you're 30% body fat and you're trying to get down to sub 10%, 3 months isn't going to be, the right time. You would be better off going for a 6-month cut instead with some diet breaks in between. You don't want to be going straight from 30% to 10%. I would recommend maximum losing 15% body fat in one cutting phase. Reasons why you'd want to do this is because it's a lot more enjoyable, so you don't crash diet and crush your hormone production, so you can stick to it and it becomes a sustainable approach. You don't want to be crashing and you do so well for the first week, your calories are so low, and by the end of the week you binge eat, you undo all your good work, and then you're left at square one again. If you can't do it for a lifetime, don't do it at all. Now, step 1, we need to establish our maintenance calories. Step 1, we need to establish our calories so we can start the cutting process. Now for this, it's just a quick, simple formula. You need to times your body weight in pounds by 15, and then you need to subtract 400 calories. That's for a more slower approach, or at the higher end, maximum 600 calories. So for example, I weigh 170 pounds, times that by 15, we get 2,550. And then for me, because I'm on the leaner side and I want to take it slow and retain muscle mass, I'll subtract 400 calories, which leaves me with 2,150. Using MyFitnessPal or any other caloric or calorie tracking apps, you use that to track your food so you know you're hitting that daily limit, that daily quota every single day. So you can ensure that you're making progress steadily. Now for your macronutrients, now for protein, you don't need 1.5 grams or all this other bullshit. You need 0.82 grams per pound of body weight for protein. So for me, 170 pounds times 0.82 would leave me with around 134 grams of protein, which is optimal for muscle growth and retaining muscle on a cut. Some food sources for protein would be chicken breast, eggs, beef mince, steak, even protein bars, protein shakes, whatever you like. There's some really good sources there. Now for fats, I'd personally keep them around at least 60 grams because if not, your libido is going to crash, your sex hormone's going to crash, all your hormones are just going to be out of whack. So you need to keep it at a moderate, not high, but moderate level so you can ensure that your hormones stay afloat. So for me, it'd be 170 pounds times 0.35, which equals around 60 grams or 59, but 59.5. Some food sources for fats, you've got olive oil or nut butters, eggs, great source, salmon, all that sort of stuff. Now for carbohydrates, you want to fill your remaining calories with carbohydrates. And some good food sources is rice, potatoes, rice cakes, popcorn, and now everyone's favorite cardio, right? Wrong. You don't want to be or need to be doing endless amounts of cardio, burning yourself out. All you need is 10,000 steps per day, even more if you want. But 10,000 steps per day is perfect. It leaves you burning calories while simultaneously not increasing your appetite. Because think about it, what's the point of doing all this hard cardio? And when you're done, you just want to eat everything in sight because you're so tired and you're so stuffed from doing an hour on the stair climber. It's just not practical, and we shouldn't be doing this to get lean. If you want to do cardio for your health or cardiovascular, go right ahead. But for fat loss, it's not a requirement. Now let's get into some dangers of cutting your calories too low. Now the hormone leptin is responsible for making you feeling full. Now this leptin depletes significantly when you cut your calories too low, which means, say there's two people. One cuts properly and one cuts way too low. The guy that cuts properly, say they eat the same thing, he's going to actually feel full after that meal. But the guy that's cutting way too quick, he's not going to feel full off the same thing. Then he's going to binge eat, undo all his good work. So you don't want to be doing that whatsoever. Now, these are my personal killer tips that I implement, and they give me long-lasting change and benefit me extremely well. Now, black coffee to suppress the appetite and boost in energy. I chew chewy to trick my body into thinking I'm eating. You can also use ice cubes as well. Eat with a teaspoon. This is my personal favorite. When you eat with a teaspoon, it tricks your body into thinking you're having more mouthfuls and you're getting more food in your stomach when you're actually not. Drink plenty of water, especially before meals, to fill you up. This is an absolute killer tip. Also boosts energy and makes you feel really good. Cold showers, because you're not going to have the most energy on a cut. Cold showers are, they're absolutely essential. Instead of getting your energy from food all the time, jump in the cold shower, 2 minutes in there, jump out, and you'll have energy for 3, 4, 5 hours. 10,000 steps, as I mentioned before, this is absolutely killer. It allows you to burn calories effortlessly while not increasing your appetite, which means, you're getting the cardio benefits without the increased appetite, downside. Eat high volume foods, which is like your vegetables. I have this berry smoothie, so I have berries, mango, pineapple, all these different fruits, yogurt, and then almond milk, blend it all up. And I get this big ass bowl only for like 300 calories. It's high protein and a good amount of carbs and high fiber. Eat satiating foods like meats, like your eggs, chicken, beef, all these good foods. You need to eat a healthy amount of carbohydrates. However, don't eat carbohydrates alone. Don't just eat rice or don't just eat potatoes. You need to have, when you're eating a lot of carbohydrates, you need to include high protein or moderate protein and a good amount of healthy fats. So you don't crave more carbs and then you end up binge eating. Now, a big benefit with intermittent fasting is you are laser focused when you're working. A lot of people, they wake up 7 a.m., 8 a.m. They'll start having their first meal, full of carbs, full of sugar, maybe some OJ on the side. They're already behind the 8 ball, all right? So what we want to be doing is pushing that first meal about 5 to 6 hours into the day, blunt our appetite with some black coffee, some chewy, a good amount of water intake, and you'll be getting lean effortlessly. Make sure you're tracking your progress. This is absolutely essential because when people get on the scales, they only use the scales. If the scales weight stays the same, right, but your waist gets 1 inch smaller, obviously you are building or retaining muscle whilst getting leaner. So don't always use the scale as like the be all end all for losing fat, because at the end of the day, the goal is to lose fat, not just weight. Now for training, you can lose weight without training or resistance training. However, you're going to be losing weight. So that means muscle, water, fat, all the above. But if you resistance train, what you're going to end up doing is only losing fat and retaining that hard earned muscle. Now for resistance training, I usually I stick to strength training or bodybuilding. You can also do powerlifting, calisthenics, all these different options. Bodyweight training, plyometrics even. Now, contrary to popular belief, you don't want to be in the gym 7 days a week, 2 hours a day. I'm personally going 3 to 4 times a week, only for about an hour session, because this allows you to get strong, and so you're not fatiguing yourself. So I'm only maybe 3.5 hours a week in the gym. That allows me to put maximal output, train to failure, train like an absolute gorilla, whilst not increasing my appetite or increasing my energy demands because I'm so, effed and so tired from the training I did prior, which allows you to keep the calories low and get lean slowly but surely over time. Also, you're gonna get injured if you try and go 5, 6, 7 times a week, training for 3 hours in the gym, eating not many calories. Your central nervous system is gonna go, to the ground, and you're not going to recover, and you're not going to build that muscle that you really want to build. Now, my personal training philosophy, I have been doing reverse pyramid for a long time, but I have found that training to failure is absolutely key. So on my two big training to failure is absolutely key. So on my two key lifts, which for chest would be incline bench press and flat dumbbell press, I'll go my first set till failure, and then my second and third set, just a bit more volume to get the blood in the muscle. Now, sleep. Do not neglect good quality sleep. This is very important because leptin, as we talked about earlier, when you sleep well, leptin is increased or replenished. And leptin essentially is the hormone that makes you feel satiated and full. Now, on the other hand, ghrelin, this is what you should be scared of. When you sleep, or if you don't sleep well, this is what you should be scared of. Because if you don't sleep well, ghrelin increases, which is the hunger hormone. So you're going to be a lot more hungry. You're not going to be able to stick to your calories and your diet. You're going to get way more cravings, and you're going to become ravenous and annoyed at people easily just because you didn't sleep well and you're craving food all day. Now, some big problems with overtraining and doing too much cardio is it reduces your NEAT. So your NEAT is an abbreviation for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Now, NEAT is like, fiddling, tapping the desk, talking all day, moving around. If you've just done your hard cardio session, you're going to be sitting on the couch like, oh my God, you're just going to be out of it because you just train so hard. So don't obviously train hard, but lower the volume, lower the frequency, and your NEAT will stay the same, if not increase. Now, I want to touch on willpower. A lot of people talk about this. Willpower is a finite resource, so you must use it carefully. You need to simplify your diet, especially when it comes to tracking. If you're tracking every little thing and this ingredient, this, and this, you got 6 ingredients in the one meal, you've got 10 in the next meal, you're doing 6 meals a day, it's going to just be a mind, your mind's going to be like, oh my God, what am I doing? So stick to basic meals. 2 meals a day is perfect, maybe 3 for a snack, maybe an apple. I'll go, for my first meal, eggs, chicken, rice. Real simple to track. Second meal, my big meal of the day, will be like heaps of beef, heaps of chicken, heaps of rice, and then I have my berry smoothie. So just track mixed berries, mango, almond milk, and YoPro strawberry yogurt. So it's pretty simple to track. If you're trying to do all these different ingredients and weigh every single little ingredient, you're going to get to the end and be like, oh, F this, I'm just going to have a donut, I'm just going to have ice cream, F the diet, I'll start again tomorrow. So we want to avoid that. Make it simple to stick to. And finally, adherence is the most important factor into getting lean. If you can't stick to it, there is no point doing it. The perfect diet will not work for you if you can't stick to it. The perfect diet is a diet you can stick to. Good luck in getting lean. I'm going to get absolutely shredded, and I'll show you some progress updates in future videos. I'll see you guys next time.